My name is Inkisha, Assistant Professor in LJ College of Engineering in EC Department. Welcome to the next session of Principle of Management. In previous session, we learned about motivation, leadership, CSR and the business ethics. In this session, we learn about the organizational structure. Session flow. First, we learn meaning of organizational structure, then principles, then types, then structure and then elements. Today we discuss these topics. First of all, what is organization? You can see this GIF that is a group of people and the group of people discussing for only one goal. From this GIF, I can understand you that what is organization. Organization is nothing but it is the group of people having a common goal. Please keep in mind that in organization, all the people means group of people having only common goal, not the different goal. The logical arrangement of tasks and the network of relationship and the roles among the various positions established to carry out the activities. A formal and coordinated group of people who function to achieve particular common goals. These goals cannot be achieved by individual. For achieving that goal, it must be the group of people is required. This is the simple and the short definition of the organization. As per R.C. Davies, organization is a group of people who are cooperating under the direction of leadership for the accomplishment of the common goal. This is the definition of the organization. And what is the need of organization structure? You can see this. This is the organizations and three pillars are there. Which are these three pillars? First one is the people, second one is the goal, and third one is the will. Means willingness of the people. Means need for organization structure. The answer lies in the definition of organization itself. First, two or the more people. Second, common goal or interest. And third one, willingness to work together. Means these three elements, people, goal and the willingness are important to achieve a simple goal. Next, principle of organizations. There are 13 principles for the organization. First one is principle of objective. Second, principle of specialization. Third, principle of coordination. Fourth, principle of authority and the responsibility. Fifth, span of control. Sixth, principle of continuity. Seventh, principle of uniformity. Principle of balance. Principle of unity of command. Principle of expectation. Principle of simplicity and the principle of efficiency. These are the principle of the organization. Let's learn this principle one by one. What the principle of objective says. The principle of objective says that an organization goal must be same, goal must be common, and that goal is followed by each and every department and every employee of that each department. This is the simple point that goal must be same. And what is the principle of specializations? This principle of specialization says that employees be assigned that duty as per their skills and the qualification. This is the most important point. Third one is the principle of coordination. Principle of coordination is important. It is the essential part of an organization. There must be the coordination between the planning and the controlling, planning and the directing, planning and the every part of that organization. Fourth one, principle of authority and the responsibility. Authority and responsibility both are opposite. Authority flows from top management to bottom management and responsibility flows from bottom to top. Means this both are opposite to each other. Next is the span of control. What this span of control says that? Span of control means that manager, how many subcoordinates a manager can manage. It gives the capability of that manager to manage his subcoordinates. Next is the principle of continuity. organization must be continuous. It's not like the rigid. It must be able to adapt that change, adapt to that new technology. Next is principle of uniformity. What is this principle says that distribution of work such that uniformity must be maintained in that organization. What is the meaning of principle of balance? Principle of balance says that there is a balance in the work distribution, like any employee must not be overloaded or the underloaded. Then what the principle of unity of command says that this unity of command says that the employee answerable to only one boss only, not more than one boss. He must be answerable to only one boss. The principle of acceptance and then principle of simplicity. That organization must be simple, means it can be understood by each and every employee or every simple man. Next is the principle of efficiency. What this principle says that? Principle of efficiency says that goal can be achieved with the minimum cost. If the cost is minimum, then the efficiency is of course increased. These are the simple and the short principle of the organization. Then what are the types of organization? It is not the simple that one type of organization is enough for that company. There are the different type of organization. Like first one is line organization, second is line and staff organization, third formal and informal, fourth matrix organization, and fifth one hybrid. Means it's a mixture of all the organization. Let's discuss this all organization one by one. First one is formal organization, and then we discuss the informal organization. What this formal organization says that it means formal organization created by management in the form of structure of authority. It is established because of rules and the policy of the organization. In formal organization, each and every person is assigned the duty, authority, responsibility and relationship as prescribed by the top management. It is the simple and the oldest type. These are the formal organization. This is a simple graph of formal organization which describe the difference between the formal and the informal organization also. You can see that there is a general manager which is the head of that company. Under that general manager, purchase manager is working, production manager is working, and the finance manager is working. Under the production manager, production superintendent is there. Under finance manager, finance superintendent is there. And under purchase manager, purchase superintendent is there. If simple and short, if production superintendent want to meet the general manager, he must be passed to the production manager. He can't meet directly general manager. He has to go through production manager. Then he is allowed to meet the general manager. This is this simple formal organization. Directly general manager can't make to purchase superintendent, not can't production superintendent. This is the formal organization. You can see that the white arrow indicates the formal organization and the black arrow indicates the informal organization. Advantage and the disadvantage of the formal organization. What are the advantages of the formal organization? Advantages are first, optimum use of resources, second, job satisfaction, third, motivating employees, fourth one, facilitating management. These are the simple advantages of the formal organization. What are the disadvantages of the formal organization? First, doesn't allow flexibility. Second, doesn't allow long-term planning. And third one, limited scope of creativity. These are the simple disadvantages of the formal organization. Next topic is informal organization. What this informal organization says that it is not created, it is born out. It is not created like the formal organization, but it is born out of mutual relationship. Is called the informal organization. It emerges automatically and it is established because of social relationship. Informal organization means natural grouping of people in the work situations. Informal organization is a network of personal and the social relationships not established or required by the formal organization but arising spontaneously as people associate with each other. Means in informal organization there is no need to follow the rules and the regulation, but it is born out. It is not created by the top management, but it is born out because of the personal relationship. This is a simple informal organization. What are the advantages of this informal organization? First one is job satisfaction. Second, earn sympathy, guidance and advice. Third one, get help in the critical situation. Fourth, atmosphere favorable to research is built. Fifth, social control on members. Sixth, if a manager tries to misuse his power, informal organizer puts a check on him. These are the disadvantages of the informal organization. What are the disadvantages of the informal organization? First one, rumors spread swiftly. Second, it opposes change. Third, individual personal need may go unsatisfied. Fourth, members may have to observe norms and the value. Gives importance to group relation which sometimes challenge the authority of the management. Group leaders sometimes use group influence to promote his personal end because it is born out because of his relationship, his personal relationship. So these are the disadvantage of the informal organization. Let's discuss the next organization, which is the line organization. This line organization is also called as a military organization. What is this line organization? A business unit is organized not according to function but on the basis of responsibility and the authority. Authority flows from top to bottom of management, but the responsibility flows in the opposite direction, means from the bottom to top. So it is known as line organization. Line organization, as the name suggests, it is an organization where a direct vertical relationship between the superior and subordinate exists. The person at the top delegates authority to person at the bottom of the middle. This is the lines organization. This is also called as military organization. What is the line organization? This is a simple picture of that line organization. First one, head of that company, which is the general manager. Under that general manager, marketing manager is there, production manager is there, and the finance manager is there. Under the production manager, foreman working, and under the foreman, workman is working. Means workman has to obey the rules of the foreman. Foreman has to obey the rules of the production manager, and the production manager has to obey the rules of the general manager. General manager gives the order to production manager gives the order to foreman, and the foreman gives the order to the workman. Means directly authority flows from top to bottom and the responsibility flows from bottom to top. This is the line organization. What is this? This is also another simple picture of the line organization. Here I have explained in detail. This graph shows that the under general manager, finance manager is there, under finance manager, assistant finance manager is there, under the assistant finance manager, accountant, and then clerk is there. This hierarchy is follows in the line organization. But what are the advantage and the disadvantage of this line organization? What are the advantage of line organization? First one, it is the simple and easy to understand. Second, easy to execute also. Third one, flexible. Fourth, fixed authority and the responsibility. Next, discipline. Next, quick decision making. Fast and speedy work as there are no conflicts. Easy location of the responsibility. These are the advantage of the line organization. What are the disadvantage of line organization? First one, lack of all specialists, overloading, difficulties in departmentation, difficulties in cooperation and coordination, lack of specialization, centralization of authority, neglect of planning and research, and the corruption. That is the chance of corruption in the line organization is also. Second one, what is line and staff organization? Line and staff organization is like line organization only. In this also authority flows from top to bottom and the responsibility flows from bottom to top. But in line and staff organization, the hierarchy remains the same as in the line organization, but specialists are attached to the front line manager to advise and guide to the line manager. This is the only one difference between the line organization and line and staff organization. The functional experts give advice to the frontline managers. The specialists work as staff and serves the line officers by supporting and guiding them whenever it's necessary. This is the line and the staff organization. This picture shows that under the managing director there is a production manager, and under production manager foreman is there. But for giving advice to managing director, there are the advisor are there, and this advisor work as a staff for that line organization. This is a simple graph of the line and staff organization. Third is the matrix organization. What this matrix organization says that in matrix organization, people have to report to more than one boss. First boss will be his functional manager and the other will be the project manager. It is the combination of the projectized organization and the functional organization. Each employee in the matrix units report to two bosses. First, functional manager, and second, a product or project manager. Means there are dual lines of authority in the matrix organization. This graph shows that your general manager is there, under general manager, production manager, finance manager, marketing manager, and R&D manager is there. I am just giving one example that there is a production group is there. This is a project A manager and the production group is there. Means production group people have to report to two bosses. First one, a boss of project A manager and a boss of production manager. This is means it has to obey the rules of two bosses. First one functional and the second one is a project manager. Here dual authority is there but responsibility is same. This is the matrix organization. What are the advantages of this matrix organization? First one, environmental adaptation. Second, sharing resources. Third, professional identification. Next, flexibility, effective control, and strategic thinking. These are the advantage of matrix organization. And what are the disadvantage of this matrix organization? Lack of unity of command, costly, power struggle, difficulties, and slowness in decision. Because here due authority is there. These are the disadvantage of the matrix organization. Up to this, we have studied about the types of the organization, which are first line, second line and staff, third one is the matrix, next formal and informal, and last one is the hybrid, which is a mixture of all this organization with advantage and disadvantage. Now in this session we discuss about the another topic, which is the organizational structure. What is organizational structure and what is the need of it? Organizational structure defines how job tasks are formally divided, grouped, and coordinated. I am repeating this definition again. Organizational structure defines how job tasks are formally divided, grouped, and coordinated. A worker reports to a manager reports to a director reports to a vice president, and vice president report to a C-level senior leader like CEO or chief administrative officer. If you are ever work in the corporate company, you are likely to recognize this as the basic set of layers of an organizational structure. This is organizational structure. What are the elements of this organizational structure? These are the 6 elements. First one, work specialization. Second, departmentalization, chain of command, span of command, centralization and the decentralization, and last is the formalization. These are the 6 important elements of the organizational structure. Work specialization, departmentalization, chain of command, span of command, centralization and the decentralization, and last one is the formalization. We will discuss these elements one by one. First one is the departmentalization. What is this departmentalization? This is the simple picture of the departmentalization. The basis by which jobs are grouped together. The basis by which the jobs are grouped together is called as a departmentalization. This grouping activities by first one function, second product, third geography, fourth one process, and fifth one is the customer. Means this job is divided based on this all 5 parameters. A functional grouping jobs by the functions performed, product grouping jobs by product line, geographical grouping jobs on the basis of territory or the geography, process grouping jobs on the basis of product or customer flow on the customer, grouping jobs by the type of customer and the needs. First one, functional departmentalization. In this, your job is divided based on the different functions. Means different functions like the finance, marketing, HR and the production. Means that department is divided into these 4 departments based on that functions only. So this is called as the functional departmentalization. Next one, product departmentalization. It is based on the product only. Like if I consider the vehicle department, and that vehicle department, that department is divided into 2-wheeler department, 3-wheeler department, 4-wheeler department and a heavy motors department. Means in that department it's divided based on the which product is produced. Next is the process departmentalization. In this process it's based on the process like spinning, weaving, dyeing and the printing. This is the process departmentalization. Next is the customer departmentalization. Means it based on the customer needs. Means director of sales, it's divided into manager, means it retailer, manager, wholesaler and the manager is government account. Based on the customer, it divided into these 3 parts. And last one is the geographical departmentalization, means it based on the territory. Geographically, it divided into this 4 parts like north, south, east and west zone. This is your departmentalization. Next one is the chain of command. What this chain of command says that? Chain of command says that it is an unbroken line of authority that extends from top to bottom organization. Means it clarifies clearly who reports to whom. This is the chain of command. Next one is the span of control, which is the most important. It determines the number of levels and the manager and organization has. Span of controls deals with the number of subordinates a manager can effectively derive. There are the 2 types of the span of control. First one is the narrow and the second one is the tall. This is the structure. In this structure you can see that I am considering the 2 cases. First case is the span of 4 and the second is the span of 8. In this I am considering the span of 4. You can see in this data only. At the top side, only 1 employee is there and span of 4 means 1:4 is equal to 4 means under that 1 boss 4 subordinates are there and under that 4 subordinates 4:4 means 16 employees are there. Under that 16, 64 employees are there. Under that 64, 256 employees are there. Under that 256, 1024 and lastly 4096 employees are there. Means it is a tall structure, but here employees has to handle the only 4 employees, so it is easy to communicate. But here the large number of levels, decision making is only slow. This is the high cost and too much control centralized. This is the structure, but this is the tall structure. Next is the narrow structure. Here I am considering the span of 8. Means one manager directing 8 employees. 8 raised to 8, then 64. This is the structure. But it is the flat structure. Difficulties to communicate to large number of employees, small number of levels, faster decision making, lesser cost, and the decentralized. This is the span of control. And last one is the decentralization and centralization. Centralization refers to the degree to which decision making is concentrated at a single point in the organization. In decentralized organizations, employees are empowered to make decisions, so action can be taken quickly to solve the problem, and employee input is considered. The more low-level employees have the power to make decisions, the more decentralized an organization is. This is centralization and decentralization. For this session, these points are enough. Meet in the next session. Thank you so much.